Hey there, Papper people. First thing, I'd like to thank the sponsor of this channel, CPAPsupplies.com. More on that later. There seems to be a lot of, or I should say, not very much information about full face masks. Full face masks can be used for either CPAP or bi-level, ASV, doesn't matter. All masks can be used for any purpose. They're not like specific to one mode of therapy, but today we're just gonna be talking about full face masks. Now, personally, I only recommend a full face mask if someone has chronic nasal congestion or a deviated septum. Other than that, if you can breathe through your nose normally during the day, you should be able to breathe through your nose normally at night. And in that case, in general, I would always recommend a nasal pillow mask or a nasal mask or a nasal cushion mask, just something that covers up the nose holes. And why is that? The reason being just much less surface area, much less contact on your face. It's gonna be more comfortable for you overall. Now, if you do fall into that category of actually needing a full face mask, this video is for you. Or maybe you're just like, hey, piss off, Jason. I wanna wear what I want. I wanna wear a full face mask. Shut up. No worries. Keep on watching. There's two different types of full face masks. We have basically what would be considered like a hybrid full face mask and then just a standard full face mask. Now, both of these do the exact same thing. They cover up the holes of your nose and they cover up your mouth. This one does so by coming under the nose, still covers your mouth, and this one goes over your nose and mouth. Both are considered full face masks. They're both more or less the exact same as far as sizing them. Now, when I do my PAP therapy analysis with people, we often do a mask fitting, especially if they're on a full face mask, and I find that people are usually on the wrong size. How do you size these? How do you know what's the correct size for you? Very important landmarks on the mask. So this is the inner part of the mask where it curls up. All masks have them. This ridge right here is very important. This thing should be 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch below your slightly open mouth. So when you have it on, you're a mouth breather, right? You got to breathe through your mouth, so you should have it open. Mask should be coming right about here. Same goes for this one. All right, that's where they should be ending up. Now, with this mask, we have to pay special attention also to the nasion. The nasion is the low point on the bridge of your nose. Now, this mask is super easy. This is a Fisher and Paykel, I believe, simplest. This is a simplest. The opening is much larger if I were to compare it to the ResMed F20. Do you see how much larger this is? So different masks are different. This one, the Fisher and Paykel, is very easy to find. We're gonna try to make this thing settle right into the nasion. It should feel very natural for you. So whenever you're sizing one of these, a good way to do this is just kind of rub it in there. Okay, stop people. Rub it in here, slide it along, and right in here I can feel it. That's where it wants to settle. That's where the top of this mask should go. Now I'm gonna swing it down, slightly open mouth, and that looks like it fits perfect. Super easy to fit them right. Now it's just a matter of getting the headgear right, tightening it so it holds the mask in that position. All right, I'm gonna do this with the ResMed F20. Now, I actually really like this mask, but it is kind of a butt to get sized right. The reason I say that is this is a little sloppier. See how narrow that is? It makes it really tough to let you know, like, God, do I have it right in there on my nose? A lot of people report this pinches on their nose as well. If you're on a full face mask, again, shouldn't matter, you're breathing out of your mouth. But we're gonna do the same thing. Push in here, this one's really hard to figure out though, but like right in there is where it wants to settle. Swing it down over my slightly open mouth and you can see that's where it fits. If you ever feel pressure on the bridge of your nose with a full face mask, you don't have it in the right spot. You have it too far down. You're gonna have a big, giant, bloody mess here with all the pressure you're putting on the bridge of your nose. It's just not meant to handle it. Put it on the nasion, the low point of the bridge of your nose, and you will be a happy camper. Okay, that's more or less it as far as sizing them. Now, the problems I've found though with these hybrid style masks is when you have the Dreamwear full face mask that attaches on the top. It's been recalled, but I do have one right here. We'll go over it in just a second. This is basically the ResMed version of that. Now you want this part to fit snugly into your nose like we just showed. You want the magnet to hold on here. Now this is just serving to hold the mask into the position we just discussed. So as far as tension going upwards with these style masks that attach on the top of your head is really difficult. But one way you can try to cinch it up is these straps right here. That will essentially tighten it here and pull this up. You can also mess with this, have it slightly back on your head. That will again create more tension to pull it up. But if you are having a difficult time and you've tried the larger size, you've tried the standard size headgear or head frame, maybe it's just not the right style for you. They do have an F30 version, which just has neoprene headgear. You completely avoid this tubular type headgear. That is getting a little bit in the weeds though. So let's get back on track. More or less, that's how you size a full face mask. Now there are some definite problems with full face masks. Now people think that you go to a full face mask because you're a mouth breather. Oh, I mouth breathe all the time. I must need a full face mask. We're gonna cover up the mouth. All problems are gonna be resolved. It's not 100% true. And that's because there's something called mouth drop, or what I like to call jaw drop. Look at this, pretty much a flat mask, right? Not much bend in it. Look at my jaw, my face, essentially flat except for my jaw. I can open that up. That's called jaw drop. When you get into certain stages of sleep, such as REM, you go through a natural state of paralysis. We're actually looking at, on your overnight sleep study, does your chin completely lose muscle tone? Does it go really flat? When it does that, your jaw tends to fall backwards. So now my mask that doesn't move has a jaw that does move, and I go, and then what you'll hear is a lot of hissing. Now, if you have a full face mask and you notice things such as the flappy farty sound coming from your mask, if you notice things like air rushing out of the bottom half of your mask, if you notice things like a dry mouth with a full face mask, there's a major sign that you have jaw drop. Now, is that just with this type of a full face mask, like a standard one? Let's get to that in a second. This mask is very, very inflexible. Not a lot of flex to it. Not all masks are created equal. This is actually one of my favorite full face masks. This is a Fisher & Paykel Viterra. Now, look at the top of this. Now, some of these things are very gimmicky. This is not. This is a roll fit design, or flex fit. Roll fit flex. Not sure what it's called, don't really care. Look, it flexes quite a bit. So if I have this on and my mouth opens, this will tend to pivot with my jaw. It'll pivot and it'll create tension, or I should say keep tension on the bridge of my nose, and it will pivot down and cover up my mouth that has just dropped. Does it work perfectly? Not always, but it does have a higher rate of success for people who have jaw drop. So can you have jaw drop with all different styles of masks, so the F20 and this? Yeah, this is a hybrid mask, but that doesn't mean anything. Now this is the one that's recalled mostly for people that have an implant in them, but you can get the same thing. Up into the nose, mouth covered, I can still have my jaw drop, air is gonna purge out of the bottom. This is gonna wake you up constantly. You're gonna wake up just as much as you did without CPAP therapy. You're gonna wake up feeling like crap. You're gonna wanna quit CPAP, and then people are gonna use you as a statistic and say,
oh, of course you failed. 50% of people that try CPAP fail. Didn't you know?
Those kind of people didn't watch this kind of video. So if you like this kind of content, do me a favor, like and subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. So this effect of jaw drop can happen with any full face mask. How do we combat that? Let me get another mask on. Let me get the Viterra on. All right, I am trying to prevent my jaw from dropping. Here is one option I can try. Basically, a soft cervical collar. If I use a soft, this hurts my eye. If I use a soft cervical collar like this, it makes it very difficult for me to open my chin because I have this bulk up under my chin, keeping it in place. This can get kind of hot though. It may not be for you. Now, another solution to jaw drop I have found is a double-sided moldable mouth guard. They're fairly inexpensive, but they also have more of a 50% success rate. You boil it, you bite into it, it keeps your jaw semi-locked together. Now, this can cause excessive drooling, which is one reason a lot of people don't like it. The jaw, you can also open your mouth and it still will kind of fall out. So not a perfect solution either.
What else can there be?
We also have this. This is called the Knightsbridge chin strap. I'll leave a link for it in the description box below. Now, in a previous video, I gave a very positive review of this, and I still like the dual band chin strap, but what I'm laughing about is one of the complaints I had is that I'm essentially OCD. I like them to be very even. So much so that I'm ambidextrous. I know it's called the Lanky Lefty 27, but
That's a goddamn lie.
I complained that the padding was only on one ear. That drove me nuts. So they actually custom made one for me with the dual ears. Thank you, Larry Shaw. I greatly appreciate it.
Because once you grab the middle ball, you can start doing combos.
So how this works is you act like you're gonna go play a little bit of water polo. You strap that on. I'm not doing this perfectly. Watch the actual video. You strap that on. You have double layer of, I can't really open my jaw. It can get down to a certain point, but not all the way down. And then basically if I have this on, I can't open my mouth. The Knightsbridge chin strap is extremely, extremely effective in preventing jaw drop, but it has its downsides also. It can get hot for people. Some people don't like this on their head. It gets very warm. If you live in a cool climate, you'll probably love it, but it is very effective. But if you're intolerant to heat or you have a bushy head of hair, you may not like it. However, if you do order this, they did supply me with a discount code for you. So use Lanky15, LANKY15 at checkout. You'll get 15% off your order. It is a great product. I do believe in it. I love it. Just full disclosure, I do get a referral fee for that if you use Lanky15, but you do save money in buying it. But I do love it, so. Now, what if you are balling on a budget? Look, I'm not one to spend money myself. So if you're just trying to get by and you're like, dude, I can't spare another dime, try this. Buy this. I'm just kidding. Here's something I've been experimenting with. So if you take full face mask, put it over your face, and then you apply tape, because what we're trying to do is keep the mask and the chin as one cohesive unit. So if you take this bit of tape right here, tape to the front, tape to underneath your chin, that creates one unit. Hopefully that will keep your jaw up. You can also go kind of angular here to the side, here to the side is another strap. We're looking to keep the jaw pulled up. Now, if you're a dude with a beard, a lot of facial hair, it's not gonna stick. Okay, so you probably have to be clean shaven. So maybe the Knightsbridge chin strap is more for you, but that is definitely another viable option. One thing though, be very, very careful, whatever kind of mask you have, because they're all designed differently, make sure there's no vent holes on the bottom that you're covering up with the tape. That is super important. Do not cover up any vent holes. Now, every single mask I showed here, we have the Fisher & Paykel Vitera, one of my favorites, the DreamWear full face mask, only recommended for people without medical implants. We have the F30i, we have the F20, we have a Fisher & Paykel Simplus. Bunch of masks. All of these are available at cpapsupplies.com. That is a sponsor of this channel. Greatly appreciate them. Use discount code LEFTY20, you get 20% off your order. If you buy any of these masks, any full face mask, if you actually get the wrong size, like you didn't see this wonderful sizing video, you can go back to them and say, hey, I got the wrong size. Can I get a new mask? And they're like, yep, no sweat. They'll send you out a new mask if you didn't size it right. Maybe you got the wrong type of mask. You're like, dude, I did not know they made these hybrid style masks. You wanna swap it out for that one? Or maybe you decide, you know what? Jason's right. I can get away with a nasal mask or a nasal pillow mask. You can get one of those too. Use discount code LEFTY20, 20% off your order. Thank you to cpapsupplies.com. And that is it, guys. Really curious to hear from you. Have any of you experienced jaw drop with a full face mask, and what did you do to fix it, if anything, at this point? Will you try the tape thingy? Have you got a dual band chin strap, Knightsbridge chin strap? Have you used a soft cervical collar? Have you used a boil and bite mouth guard? I'm curious to know what was successful for you, what worked, what didn't work. That's all I've got. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to have a one-on-one session with me, check out axgsleepdiagnostics.com. Go through your data with you, show you what to look for, make recommendations on how you can improve your sleep. And thank you very much for watching. Bye. Why does your mask smell like my feet? Pick up some Mask Bright today. Thank you to all watching, but an extra thick thanks, buddy, to Doug Toombs, Jason Georgiades, Patricia Espelong, Sarvesh Joshi, Stuart Hetherington, Mona Swearingen, Chungchu Chen, and Edward Steiner, as well as a big thank you to all my other Patreon supporters and YouTube members. Little tiny thanks, buddy, for you guys.